Should we give it some? It did good. That did really good. Welcome, I'm Gorm. Today, we're gonna talk about fuel delivery, and we're gonna talk about old school fuel delivery, because something really cool kind of fell into my lap, and I really want to play with it. But before, I need to explain why it's so cool. So let's get started. What in the world am I talking about? All right, let me tell you what I got right now. That is a big block 540. Makes 708 horsepower, 699 foot-pounds of torque. Healthy. It's fed by a Boyd fuel cell with an Aeromotive 340 pump into that Aeromotive regulator, into this 850 CFM double pumper Holley 4150. It's got 50cc accelerator pumps on it, 42 squirters. I think it has a 79 jet in the front with a 3.5 power valve, and in the rear, 81 with a 5.5 power valve. And this thing gets it. Like, I really like this carburetor. It's taken a long time to figure it out, but it's dialed. It runs really good, and I'm very happy with it. If I want more carburetor on the 540, I would need to go to a Dominator, but I would lose some of my street features that would make it easy to tune on the street. And that makes me kind of sad. This was also designed in the 60s. This was designed in the 50s. A lot's happened since then. And what if I told you in 2021, a company came out with a completely new carburetor at SEMA and nobody hardly talked about it, that probably flows better than this, way more advanced than this, and honestly, cheaper than EFI. Let's talk about it. When I tell you, y'all aren't ready for this, you're just not. In 2021, things changed. Let's just start here. What do you notice? Look at the size of the boosters. Look at the height of the Venturis. Look at 4 circuits in the primary and secondary. Look at these tall vent tubes. This is the VRS 850 CFM, part number 1308, Edelbrock 4150. And it's literally, if this one and this one got together and then it was put on steroids, it's got all the features. Everything you think you could adjust, you can adjust. It's even got a provision for a TPS sensor. You can't put a TPS on that. You can't put a TPS on that without some crazy bracketry and it being way out here in La La Land. I mean, we could even take it apart and there's anti-slosh cast right into these fuel bowls. These are 20% bigger than even the Dominator. And I'm mad because I don't have time to bolt it on today. Because I bet I haven't turned any screws on this. I just literally pulled it out of the box, plopped it up on here for you guys. I think the truck will run with this right now. And given the specs that I have on that 850, I don't know if I'll have to change anything but maybe the idle. And maybe we'll learn how to change air bleeds, but I don't know how to do that yet. But I highly doubt it. I have not taken this apart and I don't want to because the factory calibration on it, I want to see out of the box what it would do just bolting it on there and figuring out a return spring. It's a new day. All right, let's get the gaskets out. And I got an anti-reversion plate for this guy because I want to try that too. Science. Right now, there's a Wilson manifold open 1-inch spacer under this 4150, but I want to get that off, put that on, turn the key and see what happens. I haven't touched any of the screws on the thing, so I'm curious out of the box what this thing does. Let's find out. start by taking off this 4150. I'm excited to see what happens with this. Two filter elements, the stub stack that I use, base plate, safety pin that holds the throttle linkage. I'm pretty excited because they're both AN6 connectors. The other one's a little longer back here. We should be okay. We got plenty of room here. It's just a matter of grabbing some paper towels, popping it off. We'll also have to route some vacuum for the vacuum advance. Okay, nothing too serious. Let's just get it out of the way. Before I put that anti-reversion plate on, well, I'm going to try it with a 1-inch spacer and see if I have hood clearance enough to run it, because that would be cool. Alright, 4150 VRS. Let's see, will this fit? Yes! Okay, let me get the breather real quick. Set it on there and see if the hood. Come on, drop base. Make it work. Whoa, it's gonna be tight. Okay. If you'll come with me for just a moment, I'll show you how tight this is. Alright, I'm looking at the top of the breather. See how that's right up into the hood? I don't think we're gonna get to run the 1-inch Wilson manifold spacer. So, I did have a plan for this. 1/2-inch anti-reversion plate. High velocity heads, Knoxville, Tennessee. Let's put this on. It's worth a try, but I figured we would be out of clearance. I'm not even gonna try to shut the hood. What was here? And we need a 5/16 stud instead of a 1/4-inch stud too, so we might have to figure that out. All right, let's go find that anti-reversion plate. Come on. It wants to live there. There we go. Nothing bad to say about that Wilson manifold spacer. It's a good piece. Alright, all the holes are clear. Not as tall. We might have to change some studs around. Okay. Might have to dig out some shorter studs because these are way too long. I do see a thing. The adjustment screws are right where the studs are, and unless they're short, they might be a problem. Let me show you. I might be digging through and seeing what carburetor studs I have. Because see how you got your idle adjustment screw here? Yeah, they're knurled and you can turn them. But they're right where the screws are. Interesting. Bolt-on parts, they say, with a few modifications. Put it the correct way. Okay, we're all the way down now. Cool. I'm glad I didn't try to torque these or do anything like that. Lots of clearance. Can get to these two ports too. Sweet. Alright, so just off the bat, the Holley 4150, on and off, easier. This one, I'll show you on the driver's side. See on the driver's side where the idle adjustment screws are and where the studs come out of the manifold? Not the biggest fan of that. I had to lower that tree there by taking what was the port that went over to the vacuum canister for the power brakes, but we don't have power brakes anymore. And I do want to run this return spring because 540. I want the throttle blades to close as soon as I let off the throttle because 540. All right, let's hook up the fuel lines and see what happens when we hook up the rest of the linkage. But we have all of our linkage. I've made this where it works. We got full range of motion. It's not gonna get binded or anything like that. Fuel lines are hooked up. Our vacuum advance is hooked up. And I say I give it power. I do have the ignition already on. And if I turn that on, it should fill these foot bowls. Let's see if we can get a view of it doing that. Can we get some light in there? Can y'all see in there? All right, let's turn on the fuel pump. Watch it fill up. I can even see the jets in there. Nice big viewports. I hear it. Oh, did they stop? Oh, are we gonna flood over? We're gonna flood over? They're pretty high. Front and rear. You can even see in the back one, it's pretty high. Let me turn this fuel pump off. It's got fuel in it now. Oh, I gotta find out. Let's do this. Let's see if the squirter works now. I think it's time to turn the ignition on, see if it fires off. I've not changed anything. Literally out of the box. It's just on there. Let's see if it works. I'm nervous. Does it go on the shelf or does it go on racetrack? Look, let me check these for leaks before we turn it on. I'm checking where the accelerator pumps are. I know out of the factory, they do a lot of testing on these before they ship them out, but just in case, fire is scary. Let's turn this on now and let's use the key, because I think this will light off. No need to press the pedal. I've already pumped it a few times and those accelerator pumps definitely dumped in a lot of fuel. I want to see if it lights off. No pedal. Here we go. Okay, that's good. Hold on. It needs a little throttle. Tiny amount of throttle. Let's turn up the idle speed. Flat blade screwdriver. Just a little bit. Uh-oh. It's trying. Let me take a look at it and see what it's doing before we push too much. So it didn't light off immediately, but it was very close. I'm just looking for fuel leaks and stuff like that. It's probably flooded from 250cc accelerator pumps multiple times. So, don't turn any more screws. We have touched the idle screw just a smidgen. Excited. No pedal. Okay, I gotta give it the pedal. I gotta turn the idle up a little. That does not sound bad out of the box. Just a little pedal. And our AFR isn't terrible. I won't stay alive unless I hold it. Hang on, we got weather coming in too. Hold on. I want to play with this, not rain. Hang on. Let me make some adjustments. Tiny bit more idle. This is on the primary. Let's see what it does. I hear the fuel pump over there. Put the screwdriver in my pocket. All right, it will not just idle. It does run out of the box. Filling my garage up full of fumes. Okay, that's impressive. We probably should have put the truck in the other way to do this so it would exhaust out there. But hindsight, this is exciting. Let's turn up a little bit more. This thing's a pretty big motor, so it needs a lot of air to idle. I need to turn the ignition off. I hear the fuel pump just back there. Burr, 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 burr. Go to sleep. Let's put some more idles in it. It's also not warm. There's a pretty good amount. I want to see if this thing will stay in idle. If we can get it to idle and warm it up, then we might make a few adjustments. It's trying. That's pretty crisp. How much idle do I have to give it? We need to turn the truck around to be able to play with this. All right, we need to turn that idle up a little bit more. That was pretty crisp though. That was just, it needs more return spring too. Note to self, put the return spring back on, the second one. All right, I'm gonna give this another half a turn. It's close. This is why you tune carbs when they're hot. It's very close. The other carb, I got used to it. It worked good. Little throttle. Let's go out into the driveway. It's trying to idle. Will it stay? No, it won't. Can't see through the hood, and I didn't want to hit the other car. Let's give it a little more. It needs another pretty good amount. Primary. Let's get this thing where we can tune on it. Let's spin it around. We just did this because we're excited. Can we drive it with just turning up the idle speed? Hey, we could see. That's a good thing. Okay, it's not running bad. The fact I can drive it out of the box is pretty freaking cool. I need to move that. Let's see if it idles. No. It's really struggling, but it's doing it. It might die. That's idling at like 500 RPM. Less than that now. No! Ah, almost. We're winging it. This is what we call adventuring. Let's play with the carburetor. trying to get it warm. 1100 RPM. It's a little high. Did I mention there's a lot of humidity today? That is steam from the air in the crankcase ventilation. Let's get a light and a vacuum gauge. Guys, go ahead and hit that like, share, and subscribe. That really helps me out. What I'm doing right now is I'm taking a look at the vacuum gauge. I'm slowly turning in the idle mixture screws, assessing that change, and then either turning them in more, backing them out, until I'm happy with the idle speed, the fuel AFR, and the vacuum reading. All right, we're definitely up to temp, and it's idling where it should be, so we're very close. Temperature look good. Temperatures look good. Transmission looks good. Let's hear it. Ah, that was a so fat. I don't know. It's not quite right, but it's very close. Let's take it for a drive. I'm so excited to go for a drive. I almost forgot to put the air cleaner back on and unhook the vacuum gauge. After 30-something minutes of tuning, just walking down the idle screws, making it happy, it does sound pretty crisp. It turned off, it didn't diesel or anything, even though it's very warm. Like, yes, it's up to temp. So, time to go for a drive here in a minute. Let me get set up for that. Initial thoughts. Out of the box, I am impressed. It's a bit fat, but we can trim. But it's running good. It's not fat enough to foul up the plug super fast, but it's very safe. I'm gonna go put some gas in it. I want to tune on it a little bit more. And maybe that's what we'll do this week, is we'll work on the tune in this thing and really make our impressions after a little bit more tuning. All right, let's see if it sloshes. It does it. All right. I am impressed with this. Slow down a little bit. It does all right. For out of the box, that's impressive. And that was in third gear. God, this thing is amazing. I think more motor than it is carburetor, but the carburetor is a complement to the motor right now. So, items that we need to update. I think we need to take 2 jet sizes out of it from the primary. More return spring, we got to figure out that solution. I'm not sure how that's going to play out. I need to make it where it's easier to get to the idle adjustment screws. So we might have to make a bracket. That might be a good project this week. Make a return spring bracket for this thing. So up a steep hill, steady state. Power valves are working. That's holding 11. Like I said, I think we're 2 jet sizes too big in the primary. But if that's all that this thing really needs besides the idle adjustment, That's impressive. Because, damn. It's fat and happy. I mean, picks up smooth as can be. It's just a little fat. All right, Edelbrock, I'm not mad at you. Do I think this is worth the price point though? I want to calibrate it a little bit more, and then I'll make that assessment. Because this is not a cheap carburetor. It has infinite adjustment in so many things, more than the stock Holley 4150 I was running. But that Holley 4150 that I have is from the 70s. And this is from 2020, 2021. Muscle Car Solutions did a great video about this carburetor. And I have to say, it's an impressive piece of kit. Because I mean, yeah! Third gear just blows the tires off at 35 mile an hour. Out of the box. That's impressive, Edelbrock. You're a little fat in a couple places, but we can fix that. We'll see if it diesels at the gas station. It sounds so happy though. It's just a little luggy in the fat side. And the tip in, if it misses that squirt, it bangs at me. So, little refinement. We can do it. Doop 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 woo. Alright. It's out of gear. Let's see if it diesels. Yep, there. No, not bad. Not terrible. This will tell me a lot. Here we go, back to the house. Ooh, that lit off good. This thing gets a lot of attention. It's fun, but there's no stealth in this thing. All right, up the hill we go. Should we give it some? It did good. That did really good. I am very happy with that. All right, so 2 jet sizes in the front. This thing might be really good. Okay, back to the house. We will behave. A little hill climb was nice. We're gonna go back to chill. Didn't fling a belt either. That's where we ate a belt a few episodes ago, where we put the mid-mount accessory kit on. Oh, it turned into a beautiful evening. All right, we're a little rich in the primary, but other than that, this thing is getting it. I don't want to bolt the Holley back on yet. I want to calibrate this a little bit more. And yeah, a little more calibration, and I think this thing will be money. But that's enough for tonight. I got other stuff I got to get done. Awesome brakes. We made it back. That was impressive. I think return throttle, we need the throttle spring to be a little stiffer, maybe one jet change. The idle mixture isn't bad. That is an incredible unit for the first go round. I'm thrilled with that. I apologize, there's a fan running right now, but that was a very uneventful carb install, and good job, Edelbrock. Let's calibrate it some more, take it for another test drive, make a final assessment, and do I think it's worth what they're asking for it? Let me do a little bit more tuning on it, and then I'll get back to you on that. Wow, what a cool day. See you in a bit. It's a little chillier today. Did some studying last night. Appreciate this in the instructions. It lists out what parts are in the thing. It says it's got number 68 jets in it. Let's put a 66 in it, and that should tune that. Let's make our revision to the return spring. So we run 2 of them, have a lot more tension on the pedal, and then take it for a drive. So let's get the carb off, and then we can have a look inside. So let's get that carb off, workbench. Let's do that. Pretty cool. Let's see what's inside. Previously, when draining the float bowls, you could use something this size, but these are 20% larger than the 4150s. Like, they are substantially more. So this might not work. I need to get a different container. Let's see how this goes. Well, that's pretty tight. We're only working on the primary side this time. So we'll see how this goes. This is quite a bit of fuel. Always be careful when messing with fuel. Open air, you know, less flame, no smoking, all those fun things. All right, so let's set that over there. Let me go put that in a container because that's gonna be fumey. All right, now that that's not gonna make the biggest mess, let's put this back in. So one of the other differences, instead of 5/16, this is 1/4 inch stuff. So this went to 5/16, these went to 1/4. So that's a difference from the Holly 4150 back there. I'm gonna get a socket. Years of grabbing 5/16. That habit's gonna be hard to break. This thing is really cool. See the baffles and stuff? There's like a little mustache in there. They've got cutouts for jet extensions. This is the primary side. It's got, wait a minute. We need to do some looking. Look at all the circuits. There's 4 of them. There's air or bleeds on every single one of them. Power valve. This is a thick, nice gasket too. But what we're after is these 2 things. We're gonna change these jets. Keep that together, sit that down. I just wanna look at this for a second. Don't squeeze that, it'll spray gas in your face. But there's baffling in here all the way around so the fuel doesn't slosh under hard cornering. This is factory set, and it was dead on from yesterday. This is cool. And just to show you the difference, like There's no baffling in this guy, not even at all. And with the big sight windows, you can actually let light in on one side and see the float level really well. Whereas this one, you know, you take that out and you try not to spill it on the hot manifold. So, all right, they are not a carbon copy of each other, and just bigger. There's some development in here. 1957, I think 2020, 2021 development. Some things have happened in those years. Still the same kind of needle and seat. Yeah, not terrible. I'm amused by this. All right, jet change time. Now, on the 4150 Holly that I had, there's I think it was a 79 jet in this. This has a 68. This is nice. This thing is trick. This thing is like the in-betwixt of a Holly 4150 and a custom bespoke carburetor is what this makes me feel like. It's not quite full bespoke where everything's been tricked and fine-tuned by a carb builder, but it's pretty up there. Nice vent. Sorry, I've never had one of these parts, so. All the adjustables. There's so much tuning I have no idea how to do on this because there's so many things that can be changed. The 4 circuits, the vent tube. Yeah. What a cool piece of kit. Really neat metering block. Not interchangeable with a Holly 4150, that's for sure. All these are similar layout, but very different. Even the well here is different. Apparently, according to this is a 6.5 power valve. I'm not changing the power valve this time. I think that one honestly had like a 4.5 in it. No, a 3.5 in that one. But yeah, we'll tune it for what it needs. They are not interchangeable. A really good flat blade. Center it up. Spin. Let's see if it says 68 on the side. It says 68. I appreciate whoever put these in here, that they are not super like, ugh. So we want to go to a 66. Now I'm guessing here, I don't know, because they're so different and it's different scales of jetting. If 2 jet sizes is still going to be 1 AFR value. Whereas like on Holly 4150, if you're running 12 to 1 and you want to go 13 to 1, you go 2 jets. I'm hoping, we'll find out. If not, we'll take it back apart and do it again. That going 2 jets will get us that 1 AFR value I want to be more in tune. 66, third row over. Just for funsies. Holly jet, Edelbrock jet. I'm just kind of comparing the diameter. My eyes can't tell, but they look like the same size hole. So 68, 68. So let's put that one back. Put these 2 in the 68 bin. I'm really deliberating. Should we go 67 and then it not be enough? Or should we just go right to 66? Let's go right to 66. It will be a noticeable change. And then we won't change anything else. Yeah, they're both 66. I'm excited. It's gonna happen. We're gonna put it in there, see what happens. All right, let's see if it goes back together as nice as it came apart. Flip that guy up. This is kind of the dance. Gaskets, line them up. Hold that. Take this. Don't force nothing. Here, you hold that on there. Because these are going into aluminum, I'm not forcing anything. Making sure the accelerator pump's where it needs to be because it's factory calibrated really well. All right, I was impressed on the inside. We're not touching the secondaries. We're just gonna go ahead and stick this on here. Flip this over. They weren't super tight, but I wish I knew what the torque spec was. Go in a cross pattern. So this one, then this one, then this one. Verify. All right, the jets are changed. Didn't take long either. Probably would have took a lot less time if I wasn't looking at it. Now, return spring. Let's turn this sideways. So I'm using the holly bracket. I'm gonna see if I can put the bracket from the Dominator on here and it not interfere with any of the linkage. Because if I can do that, we'll be in business. Need an Allen key. Doobly-doo, doodly-doo. Yeah, I don't know, I'll make it up as I go. All right, back on the truck. Oh, whoop, 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 whoop. Come on. We have made a bind. There we go. Proper order and sequence. We'll figure that out when we get there. Cool, I think that's gonna work. Let's see if we can nail this. Nope, nope, there we go. I'm going to turn the key on and check for leaks before we go anywhere. Let me do that. If we've done this properly, this thing should start and light off. Let's see what happens. Oh, by the way, I did bring my tuning tools, but we'll leave things alone. They're here in case we need them. The other big thing I brought, this guy, because, you know why. Hopefully we don't need it. That's why we have it. No choke. No choke. Hold on. This might be one sad part about a racing carburetor. out for a second. So one big difference between the Holley 4150 and the Edelbrock VRS 4150, this is a race car. There is no electric choke, there's no fast idle. So for it to warm up, you're gonna have to do it manually. Small price to pay for goodness. Idling good, 13.5 to 1, batteries charging. Might stay alive. Might fall off the driveway. And we're off. From that to... That's a lean stumble, I think. Yep, and it died. So it might not be enough squirter. Okay. We might need to put a 42 squirter on it. And we're back in the garage. I'm robbing the other 42 squirter out of this guy. And you might notice it's up in the air because I'm gonna hunt down where that power steering fluid's leaking. I'm thinking it's on that return line, but let's get that in there. I did make this infinitely harder on myself. Because although I'm 6 foot 1, 6 foot 2, 6 foot 3, 6 foot 4, depending on what convenience store I go in, this is this is a reach now. Very carefully. Loosen. Do not drop. Bring it up all in one. That's how it's stacked. We're gonna be very careful. Pull this out. Make sure there's a gasket at the top and the bottom. Grab that. And the opposite of disassemble, reassemble. All right, 3 changes today. 4. Jet change, more return spring, 42 and a 42. We'll take it out tomorrow or whenever later this week and try it. I'm gonna hunt down that power steering leak. Now, I'll do that, don't worry about that. And I'll let you know how that goes if you're interested, but yeah, it's a good day. So far, day 2, and 3 major adjustments, and I'm impressed. It's not leaking anywhere. I have a feeling this will make a big difference. So, I haven't bolted the Holley back on. We'll keep tuning, keep calibrating. Not ready to make any judgments yet. We'll see y'all in a little while. There's some damage. Follow me down. Come on over. I absolutely dented the bejesus out of that oil pan. The jack slipped off the K-member, came backwards and clipped the pan on the way down. I have no idea if we damaged the pickup tube or anything like that. It's gonna require some research to figure out how bad it's damaged. But we're not taking the truck today to give you the final thoughts on the VRS carburetor. I'm optimistic about that. But this is going to be the end of the episode because I've got some research and phone calls to make. It's going to be okay. We're going to figure it out. But look how pretty it is out here. All right, guys. I'm Gorm of Gormworks. I'll let you know. I'll give you an update. But we're definitely not going for a test drive today. Wish me luck. We'll see you in the next one. I'm Gorm. I'm out. Thank you guys for watching.